Hello YouTube. Quick update. Really wired it for a second just to test it, but I've got a relatively cheap charge controller off of eBay just to regulate a few things. I mean, it's a cheap one, just to last me a month or so, and then I'm going to get a little better, much better one. But yeah, anyway, I've got the solar panel hooked up there, battery there. Obviously I've got my load. If I put my load on, one of the lights goes off, but yeah. Oh, that's because I'm taking voltage obviously, and I've only got my 5-watt panel on at the moment. So I've got my new 60-watt panel, or 50-watt panel. You've probably heard me tell you that before. I've got an absolute gem of a battery actually. I'll show you. Bear the wind and the rain. Actually, it's just about to rain, I think. But I got a much bigger battery. I've got the proper terminals on order and some better cables. But with regards to the battery, it's £130 battery if you wanted to buy it, British pounds. Which works out about $200, I think, something around that. I got it for free. Basically, and I say an idiot, someone who didn't know a thing about batteries, what they did was they left it in their garden because it never provided enough cranking power for their car. So they put it in their front garden. So I knocked on the door and said, "Can I have this battery?" And they said, "Yeah." So they told me it wasn't working, it was broken. It was only 3 months old, so that was the first thing that surprised me. So what I did was I took it home, checked the water levels, they were all okay. I checked the gravity of the fluid, that was fine. I put it on charge and it was fine. So what actually happened was they left something on in their car, drained the battery down to 50%, because that's what it was. It was roughly about 50% charged when I got the battery, and they assumed the battery was broken, so they went out and bought a new battery and got rid of that one. So I had this battery, charged it, it's fine. Just a little bit of education would have helped them, but their lack of education benefited me. So yeah, what they should have done really is just put the battery on charge and tested the battery. But I assume they just thought, oh, I'll just get a new one, it's much easier, just like everybody does in this world, this material world. So they're just like, oh, I'll just throw cash away. It's not exactly the way of doing things, I know. The reason I'm sat inside right now, I don't know if you can see them, some rather nasty clouds on the way, and I can see rain in the distance. Yeah, really can't wait to get her around to Cobbs, which is the marina she's going to. Then I can really start to work. I mean, I'm not putting my 50-watt panel on her until she's at Cobbs. Purely because I've got to row the panel out, and it's not that big. It's about the size of that little hatch there. I feel it'll be safe around there because this is quite a troubled area. I don't live in this area, I live quite far away, about 10 miles away. I have to drive here. Purely the reason the boat's around here is because I bought it around here, and oh yeah, you'll know, she used to be beached over there if you look at my other videos. So yeah, I did do a stupid thing. I took this light out from over there. It will be better there, in my opinion. And it's going to be an emergency light because it's a CFL. And I'm going to be having LEDs in the ceiling. What's actually happened with her is I moved her, took the bulb out. I say her, I call all things her that are temperamental anyway. Pardon my sexism on YouTube. But the bulb blew because I took it out, put the bulb back in. I was like, oh, it's not working. Maybe it's my wiring, which would surprise me if it was my wiring. But I got the multi-tester out. I tested all of my connections 5, 6, 7 times. It was all fine. By the way, this is not connected up at the moment because I've got the wiring for this crudely connected down there. The wiring is a major issue. I know I've got exposed wires. I am qualified. I am a qualified electrician, so don't play with wires if you don't know what you're doing. Clearly, it looks as if I don't know what I'm doing at the moment because the wires aren't connected up, but I'm going to be doing some proper connections, and all of this is fused and fused again, and I've even got circuit breakers on stuff that's wired up, and if anything does happen it will pop and everything will be turned off while I'm away from the boat. The only thing that will be connected is my solar panel, my battery, and obviously that, my load, is connected to this. I mean, all of these are switched off, so yeah, so always be very good with your wiring. I mean, I will do some more videos on my wiring. I'll be bringing in my rather new solar panel, and where the other solar panel is on top of that hatch, that's where the 50-watt one's going, and my baby little 5-watt will probably sit on top of this slider to begin with, and I'm going to probably get another 5-watt, sorry, another 50-watt. I'm aiming for 200 watts of solar and a 300-watt wind turbine. Starting off small, so I started off with a 5-watt panel 2 months ago. Now I've got a 50-watt panel that's going on her, and to some people that doesn't sound a lot of electricity, but for me it's fine. It keeps my laptop for a few hours, some lights on. Eventually I'll be building the system up, so I mean all of my cooking will be gas. At the moment I've got my little single hob burner for coffee. I've just noticed the tide's going out, so the boat's leaning at the moment, but if I sit the other side, she'll lean the other way, so I've not got too much of an issue. It's when the boat leans and I can't make it move the other way. I know I've got about 10 minutes to get off the boat before I'm stranded, because it's very tidal around here. I'm sitting on her at the moment looking at these clouds to see what happens. But I do have to leave soon anyway because I've got to go to work. I work very strange hours. I work in the afternoon right through to 10:30 at night. But anyway, pardon the waffle. Yeah, so what's going to happen with these cables here is, well, the boat's moving. The battery terminals, this battery cable is very, very, very thin grade. That will be upgraded straight away. I mean, I'll be getting cables today. That'll be here in a few days. I always order things online. I will wait for it. I'm very patient in that respect, because you'll get double. You'll save so much money. It's not worth going to a store unless it's for food, or unless you need something there and then. Bang, you can go and get it. But I rarely do that because I'm quite patient with my things. The only thing I'm not patient with is the postman, because he's always very late. He turns up at stupid hours in the afternoon. Anyway, I'm going to be drilling a hole there. All of these cables will be going through there, and it'll all be, when it's a jumble of wires at the moment, but that's for the fuse panel. Nothing's connected to it apart from the light, and I'll have another wire down there which will be for the charge controller. Things are getting there. Always calms me down when I'm down here, because I work an office job, so I'm on a computer for quite some time, like 8 hours a day, just typing, which sounds very easy. Well, it's not that. I do some complex things because I work for a bank. So this really chills me out before my shift, so I can just get on with my work without being too stressed, just being near the water. I know, I've just got some connection with the water. But anyway, I'll keep you updated as things progress.